Hello, amazing artists, and welcome back to Art Class with Mr. Mazer. This week, we're going to turn those beautiful dragon eye drawings that we've been working on and add the color to complete them. So what you're going to need this week is your artwork, some washable markers, and a cup or a bowl of water. And a good idea is to have a paper towel next to it so you can wipe your brush and keep it clean. Now, the joy of doing this with marker is that we can blend out our colors with water and create some beautiful color transitions. So I'm going to show you how to do that in both the scales and the pupil. So what I think is really great about the pupil, especially for a dragon eye, is that you can, really be as creative as you want in color blending. You do need to use your color wheel, so you need to make sure that those colors are next to each other or else they will not blend. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make my eye green in the middle, purple in the edge, and blue in between. So I'm going to start by coloring the middle part green. Now I'm going to leave some spaces empty, which is going to become clear here in a second as to why. So I'm going to leave this middle part clear. I think I'm going to trace around it with the blue. So one thing that will be really effective for you is if you're taking your marker, you are coloring with the edge and not the point. And that will give you some really thick lines that will help you get more ink on the page and get that blended out. And so I have a lot of space over here, so I'm going to add a little bit more blue over in there. And next I'm going to add purple all around the edge here. It's a nice thick purple line. Just like that. Now, here's the magic that's going to happen. So this is important for this to work. You need to have washable markers. So it's not going to work on Sharpie. So these black lines that we did should not smear because that permanent marker is not going to move. So it has to be a washable marker for this to work. So you're going to take your brush with water, put it over the marker, and that's going to set into the ink and loosen it up. And then when you drag it out, you can see how it kind of turns into paint there. So I'm going to go back and forth between the green and blue and create a kind of blue-green in between there. Those two colors. And now next, I'm going to trace over my purple to loosen that ink up. And I'm going to trace over my blue to get that loose. And I'm going to do the same thing. I can go back and forth and kind of blend those into each other and create that nice color blending. Now, to do it in the scales, how we're going to do this, I think we're going to trace the edges of the scales all on one side and then drag the color to fill it. So I'm going to just do up here on these scales. So I'm going to start with green, and you can do really any color or colors with your scales that you'll like. Your dragon could really be any color at all. So I'm going to, again, using the side of my marker, create some really thick lines. And just for fun, I think I'm going to go in with some yellow and create some yellow-green. Now this yellow marker's kind of starting to dry up, but actually dried up markers actually work really, really well for this whole process. So if you have a marker that's, the color's not coming out real solid, this will actually work really nice. So you're going to take your wet brush, just wet it, and then we're going to drag the rest of the color into the rest of that scale. So you could do that with color blending. Or if you want to have a more gentle fade in your color, if you do start with your green and then do it very lightly. So dark, and then add a couple little lines like that. This will maybe give it a little bit more texture too if you want to add those lines in there. So you're going to go through and add color using your markers and water and create some beautiful color blends and fill out and complete that wonderful dragon eye. All right, Daily Dragons, hope you have a good week. I can't wait to see the dragon eyes that you create, and we'll see you next time.